Hello boys, welcome to Warren's Model Aircraft. It's just a quick update on my progress on the 1/4/8 scale Lightning, and also it's a thank you to Lenny, or as he's known, Model Pro 72, because he sent me a package, what was very generous of him. I thank you very much, Lenny. It came today it was about 12 o'clock I think, so it come quite quick. I've got a little package to send you. I'm not telling you what it is though, it's a surprise, so you have to wait. And also, before I carry on, I'd just like to, Chancellor was doing a video on chocolate bars and things like that, and I think a couple of days after he started it, I found something in one of the supermarkets where I was living, and I thought, oh, I've got to get that to show the boys on YouTube. So without further ado, this is what I found. It's a tin of Old Oak hot dog sausages, and it's got the Airfix logo on it with a Spitfire, and I thought, yes, I've got to get that to show them. So I've got to eat about eight hot dog sausages now, just to get that to show you lot. Right, now I'm going to show you what Lenny's got me in his package. Woo. Very kind and generous you are, sir. I thought I was just going to get a wash or maybe two, but you sent me 5 washes, I think. 1, 3, 4. No, you sent me 6 washes in fact. I've got the Ultimate Weathering Wash Mud. I've got the Ultimate Weather Wash Rust. I've got Concrete. I've got Sand. That'll come in useful because I've actually got a 1/48 scale tropical Spitfire to do. In fact, I've got a couple of them, so I'm going to use the sand wash on that. And I've also got the dark dirt, and if it looks as dark as what I think it is, I'm going to put that on the Lightning tomorrow. I use that because what I do, I've been using enamel based washes, but you can't get them off with a damp cloth. You have to use a damp cloth with thinners or white spirits on, but it seems to, because you have to put quite a bit of thinners on the cloth to get the enamel weathering off, it seems to take the weathering out the panel lines. But with this stuff it won't do, because you have an ever so slightly damp cloth, and you just wipe over it gently, so it won't take it out the panel line. So, and I've got light dirt as well. So thank you very much, Lenny, much appreciated. Top banana. Right, that's that done. Quick drink of tea, and I will show you my progress on this. Right. Bang. There we have it, boys. Ooh. I've got the since my last update, I've put all the decals on. I've added the landing gear, painted the landing gear, weathered the landing gear, painted the wheels. I haven't weathered them yet. I've also attached the cowling and the cone and painted that and weathered that today. I've never seen so many decals on an aircraft. There's loads. I think there's something like 30 something decals just on the top. It's madness how many decals I've had on this. There we go. I've had to put all these, there's all white decals, all this, all the way around. Same on the other side. I've got to be careful with this because I've just glued the wheels on, so there's still, you've got these decals here. I've got the air brakes to put on yet. I've had to put all them decals on there. There's the landing gear, the wash on it. Got to do the actual alloy of the wheel and the tyre. Got to do that yet. All those are their decals as well. Them red dots. Careful, knock the wheels. There's the front, what I've done. I'm going to use the dark dirt wash that Lenny sent me to get into all the panel lines. Then once I've done that, I'll put a gloss varnish on it, or I might do a satin varnish. I don't want it too shiny because it's supposed to be a battered looking cold wall plane. Right, that back on here. Oh, I don't know if anyone has watched the programme because someone sent me a message. It's about Cold War jets. It was on last night. It's on every Friday night for a couple of weeks at 9 o'clock on BBC Two. I don't know if you can get that in America on Sky, I don't know. And some of the things on there I didn't even know were true. Apparently Britain was in financial trouble trying to, well, because of what, still trying to recuperate from World War Two. Apparently one of our young pilots from World War II in 1941 designed the jet engine, but for some reason it never took off, excuse the pun, until 1945. But I suppose all the funds were paying for the war, weren't they, so they put it on the back burner. Also apparently we sold loads of Rolls-Royce jet engines to the Russians, but apparently there was like a NATO agreement that they would only sell them to the Russians if they only put them in commercial aircraft. Well, the Russians broke the treaty and they actually put them in their MiG-15s. So the MiG-15s were actually powered by the first Rolls-Royce jet engine, which I didn't know was true. And apparently the Americans weren't very happy with the British because we actually equipped the Russians with the first jet engine fighters, because apparently there was only the British and the Germans who had jet fighter capability at the time. We actually gave our secrets to the Americans because the Americans didn't have any jet aircraft at all. And we was the first country to have the first jet engine commercial aircraft, but it was took off the market after a year because apparently there was a weakness in the fuselage, and when it got to a certain height it was breaking up, and then so they re-strengthened the fuselage, and after that I think the Americans came in and invented theirs. Some of the stuff going on there was unbelievable. You know, a lot of cloak and dagger stuff and all that. I knew things went on, but I didn't realise we saw. Yeah, because apparently in Korea it was called MiG Alley or something like that, and the Americans were fighting against the Koreans and the Russians, and they couldn't keep up with this MiG-15. I think it was 100 mile an hour faster than any jet aircraft what was about, and that MiG-15 had the Rolls-Royce jet engine in it. And what the Russians did is they designed their own aircraft with that Merlin engine, and it actually made it the quickest jet fighter in the world, and nobody could keep up with it. It was amazing to watch. It was 100 mile an hour faster than any aircraft. Right, I think that's about it from me. Right, there you go, there's the washes from Lenny. There you go. You're a superstar, Lenny. Thanks very much. Right, turn this round. Right. I'd like to say to James, you just bought your airbrush and compressor and all that, and you're having a few teething problems. I had the same problems, mate, exactly the same. Putting too much thinners in, or not enough thinners, or I had the air pressure or the paint pressure too high. But I don't know if your airbrush is the same as mine. But I've got a dual action one. You can actually have, you can press it forwards and it comes out, and if you press it back, the air pressure and the paint pressure increases. But you can also adjust it with this. So if you don't want too much spray, overspray, all you do, it depends on what sort of quality your airbrush is. If you buy a cheap one, it's not going to be much cop. You won't have a lot of an adjustment, but with something a bit more expensive, you can adjust it a bit better. Like if you've got one of these, if you put that as far as you can in, just so there's a bit of paint coming out, then I've got an airflow pressure gauge here as well. You can tighten that up so you can adjust your pressure and your paint flow as well, so you can just get the minutest amount of paint and air coming out. So that's what you can do, so you're not overspraying or shitloads of paint's coming out. Alright, I'm trying to show you this as well. So I'll have to get the marker, because when you're putting your thinners in, obviously you only want to put about half a cupful in max, otherwise it will just spill everywhere. But what you need to do is, I don't know if I can do it like this, you want about, see where the point of that needle is there, you want about that much thinners, and then about up to here with your paint. I use enamel paint, so I don't know if you can see that dark mark in there. That's roughly where you want to put your thinners to, and then about up to here you want to put your paint. You don't need much thinners at all. But I'll show what I do, just to give you sort of a rough guess. When I'm putting my thinners in, all I do is, as it's tipping, it's just like that. That's it, and it puts about half a centimetre of thinners in there. Right, my door just went then, it must be the wind or something. I get cats walking on the road, shit shook sometimes, when you're not expecting it. Right then, that's it boys from me. Hope you enjoyed the video in the update 5, I think it is. The next update on the lightning, it will be complete. I thought I'd just do it because I was doing a video anyway on the washes and things, and the thank you to Lenny, so I thought, well, I might as well show the aircraft. Right then boys, thanks very much for watching. Thank you for joining the group build. Frankie Day, your aircraft looks absolutely brilliant, mate. The aluminium paint finish is the best finish I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to take up your word on the glossing first. I'm going to have to go boys, because my camera's going to go off. See you later. Happy Remembrance Day.